Cops celebrate conviction of reputed Clarendon gangster Avatar. Devon Blair, most widely known as Avatar, a man the police claim is a dangerous gangster, was convicted on Thursday of gun-related charges, setting off celebrations among cops in Clarendon. Blair pleaded guilty to illegal possession of a firearm and 2 counts of shooting with intent in the Manchester Circuit Court abruptly, ending his trial, which began before Justice Judith Pusey on Monday. He is scheduled to be sentenced on January 29. 3 previous gun-related charges against him collapsed because witnesses refused to cooperate with authorities, law enforcement sources disclosed. When the police in Clarendon heard that he was convicted, them rushed to courthouse because they couldn't believe it. They were celebrating, said one police source. He is one of Clarendon's most notorious gangsters, claimed the source. Prosecutors Natalie Malcolm, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, and Sean Nelson were prepared to lead evidence that Avatar engaged members of a police team in a fierce gun battle when they attempted to arrest him at a house on Baylis Avenue in Clarendon on April 15, 2021. He was apprehended when he reportedly jumped from a second-floor window to escape cops and was injured. 2 illegal guns were seized at the scene, one of which had his DNA on the trigger, according to evidence in the possession of the prosecutors. Kingston men charged following Ganja seizure in St. Elizabeth. The St. Elizabeth police have arrested and charged 2 men of Kingston addresses in connection to the seizure of 65 pounds of ganja during an operation in Burn Savannah, St. Elizabeth on Tuesday. They are 32-year-old taxi operator Nehemiah Harris, otherwise called Ted, of Rodney Road, and Jabari Gill, otherwise called Tolman, of Spanish Town Road. Reports are that during a police operation, a grey 2010 Toyota Probox motor car with Harris and Gill aboard was signaled to stop. The driver complied, the vehicle was searched, and 3 large plastic bags containing vegetable matter resembling ganja, weighing 65 pounds, were found in the trunk of the said motor vehicle. The men were taken into custody and charged with possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, and trafficking ganja. Mother of Moody siblings applaud police for killing suspect in her children's murder. The mother of the Moody siblings, Stephanie Edwards, is lauding the police for what she described as an untimed demise of her children's murderer, Christopher Steele, otherwise called Gangbang, in St. Catherine on Thursday evening. 20-year-old Carrick and 22-year-old Kenisha of Grange Hill were seen in a viral video being buried in a shallow grave and reportedly killed over money gained through scamming. Reports from the police are that she, the contract killer, is known to have been involved in the siblings' murder. He was among 2 of the men who were fatally shot during an alleged gun battle with members of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations branch CTOC. In responding to the news, the grief-stricken mother said, "God is on time. Although he not bring them back, me just a feel the pain and bear the pain, and all me can say is, thanks them, the police, very much cause God on time," the distraught mother told reporters Friday afternoon. Edwards said while the killer is no longer at large, one problem still lingers. She's longing for closure. "That is my problem. I don't get any closure because if me get the body them would I feel much better. If somebody out there know which part them they and could give me even the bones to bury," the distraught mother pleaded. The distressed woman said she held a 9-night and a candlelight vigil in St. Elizabeth on December 17 for her children, whom she said has a close bond. Despite her children's alleged dark past, she said they are deserving of a proper burial. "No matter what happens in life, them are no dog and cow and goat where you go bury in a one hole, she be mourned." Edwards said she got wind of her children's killer's death via a text message. Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner of Police DCP in charge of crime and security Fitz Bailey told reporters on Friday that Shield was a prolific contract killer who had been on the police radar for a long time. DCP Bailey further disclosed that his death resulted from a running gun battle which started in Spanish Town and culminated in Greater Portmore. Following the gun battle, he said 2 9mm pistols were recovered. On December 8, the Black River Police in St. Elizabeth reported the 2 Modis children missing. Later on, a viral video surfaced showing both siblings being buried in a shallow grave with what appeared to be blood stain on their bodies. The police later revealed that Kenisha was out on bail. Her bail order indicated that she was not to be seen in Grange Hill space.
On Thursday, the 18th of January 2024, during an armed confrontation with the police, 2 persons were fatally shot. One of them has been identified as Christopher Shield, OC Gangbang. The incident started in Spanish Town and during a running gun battle, which culminated in Greater Portmore, St Catherine. The persons were shot and killed after they engaged the police. 2 9mm pistols were recovered and a quantity of ammunition. Gangbang is considered to be a prolific contract killer. He has been involved in several incidents of murder over a period of time. In November 2023 to December 23, there were a series of robberies in Westmoreland, and he was one of the main perpetrators behind these robberies. In fact, on Wednesday the 22nd of November 2023, he, along with several of his cronies, met and organized and executed a multi-million robbery in Westmoreland. On Wednesday the 29th of November 2023, again, he was involved in the shooting of Romy Taylor, 24 years old taxi operator of Hartford, Westmoreland, who was also robbed of his Toyota Vaxi motor car. In fact, Taylor was murdered. 1 hour after that murder, he again was involved in another murder in Westmoreland. They also tried to rob the victim of a Toyota Vaxi motor car. On Monday, the 8th of January 2024, Gangbang stole a motor vehicle and it was used to transport his cronies to have it scrapped somewhere in St. Catherine. His life was a life of criminality. I want to point out that this Gangbang was the said one who was responsible for the murder of Kenisha Moody, O.C. Steffi, and her brother, Kenrick Moody, of Grange Hill, Westmoreland, on Friday, December 8, 2023. He was the one who was seen on social media burying the 2 individuals after they were killed by him. So I like that to say that this individual is a vicious criminal who is very heartless, and people like him should be either in custody or where he is at now. Yesterday, the incident culminated when the police tried to prevent him from perpetrating another murder that was planned for St. Catherine. I want the public to be aware that there are several contract killers that are operating within this space. And I must commend the officers who constantly risk their lives to ensure that Jamaica is a safer place. It's not an easy task to be engaged in these type of activities when you are certain that the men that you're confronting are men who are armed with weapons. We are aware that this criminal oftentimes travel with even high-power weapon M16 rifles. So I commend the team for executing what I consider to be a very professional and successful operation to remove individuals like him from our street. As we seek to make Jamaica a better place and a safer place, the JCF will not be intimidated by anyone as we seek to pursue our functions and our duty in a professional manner. I have confidence in the level of professionalism that is demonstrated on a daily basis by the men and women who constantly risk their life every day for the safety of this nation. We understand as a force that we have a number of regulatory bodies that we have to report to. Unfortunately, the criminals, they operated unregulated. There is no SOP that they operate by in terms of their engagement. The police officers daily are mindful of their terms of engagement. They are mindful of the fact that when they operate, they have to minimize the possibility of other person being injured. So it puts them in a very, very difficult position. But they continue to be professional. And I want to say that as the portfolio officer, and I know the High Command, the Commissioner, we stand with our officers as they seek to execute their function. They are doing it in the interest of this nation. And I want to send a message to the criminals. We are not going to roll over and die. We are going to pursue you. We are going to be professional. And I will appeal to those who want to purge their conscience. As I've said before, you can make contact with us and we will give you the pathway whereby you can purge your conscience and support law enforcement.
Newly commissioned St James JPs urge to aid in safeguarding nation's well-being. Justice Minister Delroy Chalk has charged 28 newly appointed Justices of the Peace, JPs, for St James to play their part in ensuring the security and well-being of the nation. The JPs were commissioned during a ceremony at the Montego Bay Conventional Center in Rose Hall, St James on Wednesday. Delroy attributed the rise in crime to support criminals receive from members of the community who protect them. There are people in these communities who support them, who know they are gunmen, but oftentimes they benefit from the scamming, the extortions, and from the activities of the criminals, he pointed out. Consequently, Mr. Chuck said that the onus is on the incoming Justice of the Peace to play their part to aid in safeguarding the lives of Jamaicans. Jamaica is being overwhelmed by abuses, crime and violence, and the Justices of the Peace, if collectively they could work together, work with the police and work with other stakeholders, then the criminals in our midst will have no space, he emphasized. The minister further underscored, Jamaica cannot survive if we turn a blind eye to wrongdoings of any kind, because what is holding back Jamaica are these corruptive activities and the indiscipline on the roads. So JPs, you have to go beyond witnessing signature and giving recommendations. You have to now start to think of the nation's interests, not only to secure the peace of your own homes, but in your communities and across Jamaica. As Justices of the Peace, you must not only be humble, but start to exercise proactive leadership, not in a boisterous way, but in a way where you are not only better informed yourself, but in trying to be helpful to others, he further stated. The minister maintained that in offering yourself as a JP, you are now in the public's eye, and people will seek your assistance, and therefore, I beg you to do so with enthusiasm. Chuck pointed out that JPs have in the past been found soliciting compensation for engagements carried out. He emphasized that the integrity of JPs is worth more than any monetary gift or payment from individuals and encouraged them to refuse these gestures, adding that those failing to refrain will be prosecuted. Your integrity is worth many million times more than $5,000 or $10,000. At any time anyone offers you something, refuse it, Chuck further underscored. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.